Okay, for this project I'm using a size I 5.5mm crochet hook, and I'm using Chevron. It's this 4-ply yarn. Any 4-ply yarn will work. And then you want to start with a chain of 35, and then I'm going to double crochet in the 4th stitch from the hook, and we never count the one that's on our hook. And what I'm starting with is the bottom, the base of the bag. We'll make that first. And then you want to double crochet in each stitch across the chain. Just one double crochet in every stitch for the length of your chain. Once you make it down here to the last stitch in your chain, you want to go ahead and put 5 double crochets all in the same last stitch. Just 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're just going to turn our work and work along the back side of the chain. And then you want to continue across doing 1 double crochet in each stitch. And here's where we put the 5, right here. So you want to make sure you start putting 1 right here, like that. And then 1 in each stitch across. All the way to the end of your chain again. Okay, I made it to the end of the other side of the chain, and right here is our last stitch on this side. We want to do 5 double crochets in this last stitch to match the other side. Make sure you get it in this last one here. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we want to slip stitch into the top of this stitch over here. Like that, and that closes that round out. Now we want to chain 3, and this chain 3 is counting as a double crochet. And then we want to go back into the same stitch that we just slip stitched into and do another double crochet. So that's 2 in that same stitch. And then we want to go to the next stitch and put 2 in the same stitch. So the first 2 stitches on this round have 2 double crochets in each one. Now we want to work down the chain, putting 1 double crochet in each stitch. Like this until we get, I'll meet you up right down here and I'll show you what we'll do at this end. Okay, I made it down here on this end, and here's where we put the 5 double crochets in the corner, and I want to start 2 stitches before that right here, and I want to put 2 double crochets in this stitch, 2 double crochets in this stitch, 2 in each of the 5 along the corner, and then 2 in the next one and 2 in the next one. That makes sense? So I'm starting down here, 2 before my 5 in the corner, and I'm going to put 2 double crochets in it. And then I'm going to put 2 in the next. And then I'm going to put 2 in each of the 5 double crochets that are in the corner. So 2 in each of them. And then 2 in each of the 2 in the 2 double crochets after these 5. So 2 in the first one after the 5 and 2 in the next. It's just what we did on the opposite side. Okay, and now we're going to continue down with 1 double crochet in each stitch until we get down here to 2 before the 5 in the corner. So just continue along with 1 double crochet in each stitch. Okay, I made it back down to this end, and I am 2 stitches before my 5 that are in the corner. So I want to put 2 stitches in the first one, 2 stitches in the next, and then 2 stitches in each of these 5 in the corner, 2 in that one, 2 in that one, 2 in the next, 2 in the next, oh, 2 in the last here, and then to close this round off, you want to slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain 3 over here, and that closes that round. In the very beginning, remember we put 2 in the first 2 stitches, so now both corners are exactly the same. Okay, and at the end of this round, you should have a total of 89 stitches all the way around. And it's important that you have 89 for this chevron stitch to work. Otherwise, it's not going to come out right, because I'm going to be working it, the chevron stitch in a round, a continual round. And in order for that to work, you need to have 89 after this. So I'm going to switch colors here to start the chevron pattern. You don't have to if you don't want, but okay. I'm going to switch colors right here. To switch colors, I'm going to go ahead and pull out that slip stitch I just did and then redo it in the same spot, but pull my new color through. Just like that. And then I'll just put a little tie in the back just to hold it there while I'm working with it. Okay, to start the stitch, I'm going to go into the stitch that I just went into and did a slip stitch, and I'm going to do a single crochet, 1 single crochet, and then I'm going to do a single crochet into the next 3 stitches, 1 single crochet, so that's 4 single crochets in a row. I'm going to skip 2 stitches and then do 4 more single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next stitch I'm going to do 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. So that's kind of the repeat pattern that we just did right there. So in the next stitch, I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and then in the next one I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. 2, 3, 4, and then in the next I'm going to do 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. 2. What you're doing is you're creating the points. You can kind of see them for the chevron. The next I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 2 chains, and then in the next one I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next is going to be 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. 2, 3. 4 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 2 chains, and the next 4 single crochets in a row. 2, 3, 4, and then the next is going to be 3 single crochets in the same stitch. Four single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip the next 2 chains, and then in the next one single crochet, 4 in a row. 1, 3, 4, and in the next stitch 3 single crochets all in the same stitch. 2, 3. So you just want to repeat that all the way back to the beginning. Okay, I made it all the way back around after my first row of starting the chevron stitch, and I just finished my 3 single crochets all in the same stitch, and I have 1 stitch left before I start a new row, and that's what you want, because this is going to allow us to work in a continual round without having to stop and slip stitch all the time. So this is going to be the start of our next round, really, even though it would technically be here. We're going to start it here. So if you want to use a stitch marker to keep track, that's always good. I'm going to use this piece of yarn, and then this last stitch in this row, I'm going to start my pattern over. I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. So there's 1. I'm just going to jump right over here to this next one. 2, 3, and 4. And then I want to skip the next 2 stitches and put 4 after these next 2 stitches, 4 in a row again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I want to put 3 in the same single crochets in the same stitch. Next, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to do 4 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip these 2, and then 4 in a row again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 single crochets, all in the same stitch. 2, 3, 4 single crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, and then 4 single crochets in a row again. 2, 3, 4, and then 3 single crochets, all in the same stitch. 1, 2, 3. So you just want to repeat that pattern all the way back to the beginning. Okay, coming back around after my second round, and I just did my 3 in the same stitch, and I have 1 stitch here left, and I'm at my stitch marker. So I'm just gonna continue around with my pattern. There's 1, I'm gonna move my stitch marker up. 2, 3, 4, skip 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 single crochets in the same stitch. 3, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, skip, skip, and then 4 single crochets in a row. 2, 3, 4, and then 3 single crochets in the same stitch. 2, 3. So you want to repeat that around again, that same pattern. Okay, I'm back around again, and I just did my 3 in the same stitch. So now I'm going to start again with my repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 3 into the next stitch. And I'm going to repeat this around one more time, and then I'm going to switch colors. So after this round I'm going to switch colors, but you can do however thin or thick of chevron stitches you want. You can switch colors whenever, but I'm going to do 4 rows of each of my colors. So I'm going to go back around and I'll show you where to switch colors at, or how to switch colors. Okay, I made it back around again after my 4th row of the chevron stitch. Now, if and when you decide to change colors, I'll show you where you want to do that at. I'm going to do it every 4 rows. So right here is where I'll be putting 3, I'm at the end. Right here is where I'll be putting 3 single crochets in the same stitch. So there's 1, 2, and on this 3rd one is where you want to switch colors. So you want to go in like you're going to do single crochet, yarn over and pull through, but instead of grabbing this yarn, you want to pull your new color through. Like that. And then finish out. Just start your new row with your new color. Move my stitch marker up, and I can begin with my new color, starting 4 single crochets in a row, 2, 3, 4, skipping 2, and 4 in a row again. And then 3 in the same stitch. And this is what I'm going to do for the major portion of the rest of the bag. And you can switch your colors as often as you like. I'm going to do every 4 rounds of one color I'm going to switch to my next. And I'm not sure how many rounds total I'm going to do, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on mine, and I'll let you know for sure in just a little bit how many I do. I did a total of 16 rows of the chevron stitch, but you do as many as you want. My bag's not super big, so if you want it bigger, you do as many as you want. And to end it, all I did was, when I made it back to my stitch marker, and I just slip stitched into the next stitch after it, and then the next stitch after that again. And that just kind of evens the round out a little bit. And you can hide that tail. And then you can put any kind of handles that you want on it. I'm just going to put 2 real simple handles. I just made my handle for as long as I wanted it to be. And then I did a chain of 45. And then I half double crocheted in a 3rd stitch from the hook. And then 1 half double in every stitch all the way down. And I made 2 of them, and I'm going to sew them on like that. But you do any kind, if you want to buy handles, whatever you want to do. And I'm just going to use my yarn needle to sew them on, just like you normally would. So just try to get them about equally on each side, and I'm just going to sew them on here with my needle. And I'm going to go ahead and sew on both my straps. Okay, I got my straps sewed on, and one other thing I'm just going to do for decoration is I took some yarn, 5 or 6 strands. It's a couple feet long, and I tied a knot at each end. And I'm just going to kind of weave it through up here somewhere where these, where we skipped the 2 stitches, there's a little hole. Just for a little decoration. And I'm just going to weave it around it. You don't have to do this. This is just a little decoration. But I'm going to go all the way around and kind of weaving it through these little hole spaces. Okay, I just weaved this thing around. I did it a bunch of different ways till I found out how I liked it, and you can do it any way you want. And I just tied a knot here to hold it, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do to the bag. I think it turned out okay. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, and you can post all your crochet items on there. I'd really like to see them all. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out all my other tutorials. And until next time, have a good day.